Kia ora. Did you know that only 2 in 5 Kiwis feel that they're well prepared for a disaster? Weather events in our district have been getting more frequent and more severe, but many of us are still in the dark about how to prepare and what to do during an event. In this video, we'll talk about what to do when a weather warning is issued, and also give you some tips and tricks as to how to prepare for wild weather. Weather warnings are issued by the Met Service, and they tell us what to expect during an extreme weather event. The Council alerts residents of relevant warnings via our website and social media. We then provide updates on anything that's relevant to our local area.
There are some simple steps you can take to prepare your whānau and your home for extreme weather. As our climate changes, we expect to see average temperatures increase. The warmer atmosphere will hold more moisture, so rainfall is predicted to increase, and we will see more frequent heavy rainfall events. It's best to prepare before the rain sets in. Make sure you clean out gutters of debris, trim your trees to make sure they're not encroaching on your driveway in case emergency services vehicles need to get through. If your property is prone to flooding, make sure you have sandbags ready, or alternatively, stock up on some tarpaulins and some empty sacks that you can fill. And if you need to store precious materials out in your sheds or your garages, store them up high. For more detailed information and to put together a plan for your whānau, visit waimakariri.govt.nz.
If there's a potential risk to life or an imminent threat of floodwaters entering your home, call 111 immediately. If it's flooded, forget it. For less urgent issues with drainage in your street or roads overflowing, or for any other issues, please phone the Council Service Centre. During periods of extreme weather, we triage our calls and attend to the most urgent ones first. Council's Civil Defence Response Team visit affected properties and help where needed. If you encounter floodwater, treat it as if it's contaminated. Don't play in it, and wash your hands thoroughly afterwards if you do come into contact. We also deploy sucker trucks and pumps in flood-prone areas to help protect property as much as we can.
Surface flooding on roads and roadsides is common in heavy rain events, especially on our rural roads. Across the district, we have more than 1,500 kilometers of roads, so during a major weather event, we make sure to focus on our busiest arterial roads first. Our roading team constantly check the network for any issues and put signage in place where it's most needed. Roads and fords will be closed where necessary. As a driver, you can do a lot to help. Always drive to the conditions and assume floodwater is deeper than it looks. Don't rely just on cones and signs to warn you in major weather events. Make sure you drive to the conditions. There may be potholes, hazardous debris, or unstable road surfaces beneath the water. If you must enter floodwater, drive slowly so that you do not cause waves, which can damage neighboring properties. Things change rapidly during heavy rainfall, and there's always the chance that you're the first motorist to encounter a hazard. If you are concerned about driving during heavy rain or through floodwater, just don't. Council has roving crews out in the event of a major weather event, but we can't be everywhere at all times, so please let us know if you see something on the roads.
If the event escalates, the Mayor could declare a state of emergency. Council will set up an emergency operations centre where key staff, civil defence and emergency services will work together and share information and strategies. The best way to stay up to date in your area is to check Council's Facebook page and website. We post regular updates with the latest information from inside the Emergency Operations Centre. Evacuations may be ordered for residents or properties in areas where a river is about to breach its banks. Households affected will be contacted, and if possible, emergency response staff will assist them to evacuate. We ask people to stay with friends or family outside of the affected area in the first instance. If that's not possible, temporary accommodation will be provided. When the situation improves, Civil Defence will issue an all-clear message for people to return home, and if possible, emergency response staff can assist them to do that.
In a single weather event, Council usually receives around 1,000 calls that require action or further investigation. If there are multiple or close weather events, this can create a backlog. Council will triage the service calls and respond to the most urgent ones first. People can normally expect a response from Council staff within a couple of weeks. However, sometimes it can take months to work through that volume of requests. Where a decision is made to carry out remedial or mitigation works, this will either be carried out in that same financial year or budgeted in the Council's annual plan or long-term plan for carrying out in future years. Please use the Council website to keep yourself updated on progress and projects.